Good Monday morning. I wanted to step in today and have a little bit of a conversation about tech packs. There's some tech pack conversation going on out in the social media world in my little mini circle right now. Yes, there's a bunch of us technical design nerds who love to follow each other and comment on each other's stuff and talk about tech packs and pattern making and all kinds of stuff. And if you haven't found us, there's a great little circle of us over on LinkedIn. We're starting to connect on Instagram too. And so we're trying to get some good information to you. But earlier this week, I saw one of this community posting something about how tech packs can have too much information. And it really prompted me to come in and think about how, especially when we're talking about money here on Money Mondays at the Business of Apparel, how your tech pack contract can either save you or cost you quite a bit of money, depending on how you set it up, right? Now, ad nauseum, I talk about how your tech pack is your contract with your factory. If you're not building your own tech packs or paying a contractor or paying a freelancer or someone to build your own tech packs, you do not own the information that goes into making your garment, which means at the end of the day, that means you don't own your garments. I mean, you buy them, pay for them, but you don't own that IP. You don't own the make of that garment. You don't own the decisions that were made into the design or the measurements or the bill of materials. If your factory owns all of that stuff and then you see it copied out in the world, don't get pissed because you didn't actually pay to have your tech pack made. You didn't say at the bottom, this is proprietary to my brand. You let them handle that. So I'm sorry, but that's on you. Stop complaining if someone is stealing your designs and you didn't even make the tech pack or the pattern, okay? There's my little soapbox. I will get down now. Now, if you do build a tech pack in the right way, and this goes very much into the post that I saw earlier this week. When I say the right way, it means highly visual. Okay. When you are building a tech pack, there should be lots of photos. There should be lots of sketches. There should be lots of indications of what you want out of the garment in a visual way. If you do that well, your factory will be able to translate that into garment creation much more easily than if it is super wordy. Now, when I was first starting my technical design career, we had two totally different sections of our tech pack. One was Adobe Illustrator sketches galore. We had the black and white front backside sketch, right? That was the cover of our tech pack. And then we would go in and we would do callouts just on the front of the body. What is the stitching? What does the pocket look like? What are the seams that we expect to be on the front of the garment? And then we do a side garment construction detail page. And then we do a back garment detail page. And then we draw out the pocket. And we would put all of the details about the pocket on that little page. And then we would draw out the center front placket and we draw out the collar and we draw out the hood and we draw out every single thing that we possibly could. It was highly, highly visual. Then we would create a construction detail section, and everything from the way that it should be stitched to the thread that should have been used to the type of top stitching that we want, the order of operations in the garment, all of that went into a written construction details section. And I will tell you, as soon as I left that first job, I have never, and I will say never, it is true, since that first job, I have never reused a written out construction details section because it usually gets thrown away by your factory. You've put in the hours, you've mastered the fundamentals, and your brand is no longer a passion project. But somewhere along the way, the hustle that got you here started to feel like a trap. You're building a business, not just making clothes, and you're starting to wonder if you'll ever crack the code to consistent, profitable growth. What if I told you that industry's top brands aren't just working harder, they're working smarter, with a clear blueprint for everything from line planning to streamlining their supply chain? This is the insider knowledge that's typically kept behind closed doors, but now it's accessible to you. Introducing The Board, an annual membership designed to give you that strategic advantage. Led by a team with over 70 years of combined experience, we provide the honest, real talk mentorship you need to move from busy to truly successful. We'll show you how to focus on the small, consistent actions that lead to massive progress, helping you build a legacy without the burnout. It's time to stop second guessing yourself and start building with purpose. Don't pay attention to the chaos. Pay to pay attention to what actually matters. Join the board and unlock the proven systems that will transform your brand. Go to thebusinessofapparel.com to find the option that's right for you. I can't wait to see you in there. Most of the time, not all the time, I know a lot of us are looking for domestic manufacturing these days, and a lot of factories are very, very good at speaking English, especially if we work internationally. It tends to be a given, especially if we're working in the apparel industry. It just tends to be a given that someone who you are working with will probably be able to speak English to help translate at the factory on your behalf, right? If that is not the case, if you are working in a place where you can't figure out how to translate between the two of you, it's probably not the best place for you to be. So let's just kind of put that out into the world. You have to be able to talk to each other in some way. And I guess you can continue to use translate back and forth. And we actually got into a situation last year where we were doing that, and everything, every single communication, every email, every tech pack, every document was put into Google Translate to translate from a different language. And it was just really, really cumbersome because those translates aren't always one-to-one, and sometimes you don't really know what they're actually asking you. There's a lot of industry jargon. So anyway, again, I digress. Sorry, I'm going off on all these different tangents today. But all of those words that you put into your tech pack, every single word at a lot of places then has to be translated. So for example, when I was working in corporate and we would go visit our factories over in China or Vietnam or India or Thailand, or when we were visiting Mexico or El Salvador or Italy even, we would find that our tech packs had been printed out and someone had handwritten, painstakingly, time-consumingly, had handwritten every single written word into their language so that their pattern maker, their garment seamstress, their construction expert could read it in their native language. And so if your tech pack has a ton of words in it, I want you to understand that there might be some shortcuts taken. And if you have a whole bunch of construction details just all written out and no visuals, and some of that's being thrown out because it's too much to translate and it's too much to use verbally, you might not be getting the quality of work that you expect. So I 100% endorse this content that was put out. If your tech pack is visual and it is done well, it will save you so much money in development because you're going to get through development so much faster. You're not going to need as many prototypes. Whereas if you use a lot of words and you're very wordy and you need someone to be translating all of your stuff constantly and it's just very time consuming for them, you might actually find that you are not going to get what you want out of the garment and it is going to cost you quite a bit of money. So if you're thinking about this, this is going to be, and just like I tell everybody, this is the most infuriating response. It's the most infuriating thing to say, but it all depends on your situation, right? If you came to me and asked me, well, what should I do? It depends. Do you have someone actually translating your tech packs? Or are you working with someone in California and it's no big deal? You can use as many words as you want. Although I will say, even if you send a tech pack to someone in California and they can read it all verbatim, how often do you actually read word for word anything anymore? When we're looking at someone's website, when we're reading a blog post, when we're reading an article, we look at the headlines and then we kind of scan, right? We're not reading word for word. So even in that case, where it's first language English speaker to a first language English speaker, they might still skim over some of your stuff if it is overly wordy. Whereas if you have visuals, it's much easier for them to look at. So I just want you to consider that as you are building your tech packs. Please build your own tech packs. As you are doing that, I want you to think about how you can reduce the amount of words. And one of the best ways that I ever worked on this, we actually built out a vendor manual. And so we would say, in this vendor manual, here are the 3 different types of collars that we put on our garments, right? Collar 1, collar 2, collar 3. And we would create detail sketches in Adobe Illustrator of all 3 of those types of collars. And then we would write out all of the specific instructions on how to create that collar in the vendor manual. They would translate the vendor manual once. And then we, in our tech packs, codified it so that if a garment had collar number 1 construction on it, we would just put C1, and that stood for collar number 1. Essentially, go to your vendor manual, refer to that page that's been translated already. You don't have to retranslate it. You don't have to write anything new out. Just put collar number 1 on this style. That was so impactful. And so if you can come up with different kinds of ways to really make your tech packs more visual, less wordy, I guarantee you that you will get more cost out of it because you won't be spending all of that money on additional development and additional prototypes. If this episode helped you, please let me know. I would love to hear from you. If you're watching here on YouTube, please put comments below. We love to hear from our community. And if you think someone else could benefit from it, please share this episode. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you next week.